Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. When y is by itself, the slope is the number in front of the x, and the b is the y-intercept. When you're on the y-axis, you don't go left or right at all. You know that x is 0. And if you take y equal mx plus b, and you put a 0 in, m times 0 plus b, anything times 0 is 0, and y is then equal to b. The y-intercept is always the ordered pair 0, comma b. When you look at this equation, it's in the form of y equal mx plus b. M is the number in front of the x, it's the slope, it's 4/3, and the y-intercept is the ordered pair 0, in this case 1. But all they're asking for is what is the number that's the y-intercept. It's 1. When you go to graph this, you have to remember that slope is rise over run. And the rise over the run is 4/3. And notice that that's a positive 4 and a positive 3. So when I plot my y-intercept, right, here's where it is. The line crosses at positive 1. From there, to get another point, all I do is rise positive 4 and run positive 3. That's to the right. And then I draw my line. In question 2, our equation is y equal negative 2/3 x minus 3. And this is in the form of y equal mx plus b. Notice that the b, the y-intercept, this is the y-intercept, is negative 3. And notice that m, which is the slope, is negative 2/3. The rise over the run is negative 2/3. So the first thing I do is I plot the y-intercept. That's the ordered pair 0, negative 3. It will cross the y-axis at negative 3. From there, I'm going to rise negative 2. That means go down. And then I'm going to run positive 3. That would be to the right. So down 2 and right 1, 2, 3. Draw your line. Question 3. Y equals 4/3 x. Let's point out this is still y equal mx plus b. Notice that there's no value right here. That means there's a plus 0. This is the y-intercept. It's 0. And this is the slope. It's 4/3. The y-intercept is 0. That means it passes on the y-axis at 0. That's the origin. From there, I'm going to rise over run, and I'm going to rise 4 and run 3. That's positive 4. That's up 1, 2, 3, 4. And run positive 3, 1, 2, 3. Draw your line. Question 11. The problem with the question 11 is it's not in the right form. Y is not by itself. This is called standard form, when the x's and y's are on one side and the numbers on the other. That's a way to graph. With standard form, you can graph with intercepts, but that's not what we're doing here. We're trying to put it in slope-intercept form. We want y equal mx plus b. So we're going to take this equation, 4x plus 8y equals 16, and we're going to get y by itself. The first step is to get 8y by itself, because the last thing you'll do is divide by 8. First then, we will take a 4x off each side. Remember, you're headed for mx plus b. We're going to put that in front because it's going to be mx. I have 8y equals negative 4x plus 16. That's a positive 16. Now I'll divide everything by 8. And we get y equals 4 over 8 is a fraction. 4 does not divide by 8 because 4 is too small. We can reduce it though, we can simplify it. They're both divisible by 4. If you divide them both by 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So it's negative 1/2 x plus 16 divided by 8 is 2. The intercept then is 2, and the slope is negative 1/2, and the equation is negative 1/2 x plus 2. Let's plot our intercept at positive 2, and then we use our slope. The rise over the run, move that negative to the top. It's usually what I do anyway. You can also move it to the bottom. Just don't put it on both. If you put it on both, then it's a positive, and that's not what this is. Negative 1 over 2. I'm going to rise negative 1. That means I'm going to go down. And I'm going to run positive 2. Positive 2 will be to the right. It's x. Remember, this is x and this is y. So down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. Draw your line. Remember that in y-map, you only need to choose 2 points to graph your line. Click on one of them and then click on the other, and you're done. Question 15. Again, this is in standard form. The variables are on one side, the numbers are on the other. We want to put it in slope-intercept form. We want y equal mx plus b. So we'll take this equation and we'll get y by itself. To get y by itself, the first thing I do is get rid of the negative 6x, because the last thing I'm going to do is divide by 4. Get rid of that negative 6x, add 6x to both sides. Pop that in front. We're looking for mx plus b. The x goes first. We have 4y equals positive 6x minus 12. And then we'll divide everything by 4 to get the y by itself. Now we need to simplify. 6 over 4 is again a fraction. 6 doesn't divide by 4. We don't want a decimal here because it's going to be rise over run. We want a fraction. This could work, but going up 6 over 4 might be off my graph. What I need to do is simplify the fraction. They're both even. Let's divide them both by 2. Divide by 2, you get 3. Divide by 2, you get 2. 3 halves x minus 12 divided by 4 is 3. The y-intercept is negative 3. The slope is 3 halves. And our equation is y equal 3 halves x minus 3. So plot your y-intercept of negative 3. Use your slope where the rise over the run is positive 3. That would be up over 2, which would be right. Up 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2. Draw your line. And there's the graph of y equal negative 3 halves x minus 3.